Everyone, welcome back to today's discussion. My name is Ebony Anuforo. I am an immigration attorney located in Jersey City. However, I represent clients in all 50 states regarding U.S. immigration. And today we're going to be talking about an important immigration protection in the United States that's called the T visa. So if you or someone you know has been a victim of human trafficking, this visa could provide a pathway to legal status. It can provide a pathway to work authorization and eventually a green card. So in today's discussion, we're going to cover what is the T visa. We're going to cover who qualifies for it, the benefits of the T visa, the application process, and go over some frequently asked questions. Okay. So if you want, you can grab a cup of coffee, some tea, so we can jump right into today's discussion. Okay, so let's start with what is the T visa? So the T visa is a form of immigration relief that was created by the Trafficking Victims Protection Act. And it allows certain victims of severe human trafficking to remain in the United States temporarily, and I say that with quotes, and assist law enforcement in investigating and prosecuting their traffickers. Okay. P visa holders can stay in the US under this visa for up to 4 years, and they may become eligible to apply for lawful permanent residence, which is also known as the green card. Okay. Now, what is human trafficking? And that's the key question here. Now, human trafficking generally involves forcing, deceiving, or coercing someone into labor or commercial sex work. Okay, so those are the two main categories. Usually, when people think of human trafficking, they think mainly about the sex trafficking portion of it, but labor trafficking is a huge component of human trafficking. Okay, so let's go into more details about the two main categories. Okay, so labor trafficking can include domestic work, construction, agricultural, factory work, or even restaurant work. So we see that people who are typically trafficked through labor are working in these particular industries. Now, you're not limited to these industries. There can be some other circumstances where you were a victim of labor trafficking that I did not list. And sex trafficking, typically what we'll see is forced prostitution, commercial sex exploitation. And this is, again, not limited to those two examples, but these are the main ones that we do see. Now, victims may experience threats of violence from their trafficker, debt bondage, confiscation of passports or documents. We see that a lot, and false promises about jobs. Okay. Sometimes victims are also threatened about their immigration status or lack of immigration status as well. Now, who qualifies for the T visa? To qualify for the T visa, generally you must, one, be a victim of severe human trafficking. Two, you have to be physically present in the United States because of the trafficking. Three, cooperate with law enforcement in the investigation or prosecution of the traffickers. And there are some exceptions for minors or victims who have severe trauma and they're not able to, um, cooperate with law enforcement because of what they're experiencing through the trauma that they've suffered. Okay. And then also you have to show that you would suffer extreme hardship involving unusual and severe harm if you are removed from the United States. Now, when we apply for the T visa, we submit the application to the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. That's the agency that adjudicates these cases. Now, let's talk about the benefits of the T visa. And there are many. Okay. So if your T visa application is approved, again, like I mentioned earlier, you receive legal status in the US and you're able to stay here on this visa for up to 4 years. You receive work authorization, which is great for many people because then you'll be able to financially support yourself and your family. You have the possibility of getting a green card, right? Applying for a green card, right? And many people do go on to apply for legal permanent residence, become legal permanent residents, and eventually US citizens. You also have the ability to petition for certain family members, and you have access to certain federal and state benefits and services with the T visa. Okay. So family members who may qualify for the T visa. So in many cases, T visa holders may include certain family members, like I mentioned, depending on the applicant's age. Eligible family members may include your spouse, your children, right? Parents, and unmarried siblings who are under 18. So family members can sometimes apply either they're inside of the US or outside of the United States. So it's going to depend on the circumstances. Now, with the T visa, I always advise if you do find that you are possibly a candidate for the T visa, if you suffer some sort of labor trafficking or sex trafficking, speak to an attorney, learn about your options, and talk up with the attorney to see what legal strategy they can help you and your family with. Okay, so after you hold your T visa status for a period of time, many applicants are able to apply for legal permanent residence, like I mentioned. Typically, you may apply for a green card if you have had the T visa for at least 3 years or the trafficking investigation or prosecution has been completed. Okay, so in a nutshell, that's what the T visa is about. And I want to go over some questions that individuals often have with regard to the T visa. So the first question is, how many T visas are issued each year? Okay, so the law allows up to 5,000 principal T visas per year, and this does not include family members. Okay, so typically we'll see some in some categories like other visas, like the U visas, you'll see severe backlogs because you have a lot of people applying and they're only able to issue a certain number a year. So that is where we see the waiting time and the backlogs happen because if you're only allowed at 5,000 a year and you have 6,000 applicants, you can understand why these situations and the processing times take a little bit longer. At the time of this video and this discussion, T visas are moving a lot faster than other visa categories like the U visa. Do I need a police report to apply for the T visa? So not necessarily. While cooperation with law enforcement is usually required, there are some exceptions, especially for victims who are under 18, so for minors, and then victims, again, who are suffering severe trauma. So evidence can come from many different sources outside of a police report, including affidavits, medical records, or even witness statements. So speak with your attorney to see if you qualify for one of these exceptions to providing a police report. Can undocumented immigrants apply? Yes, yes, yes. So many T visa applicants are actually undocumented at the time they apply. Most people who are victims of trafficking don't have some sort of status, and this is a way for them to become documented by applying for the T visa. Okay, so how long does the T visa process take? Now, processing times are going to vary widely, and it could take, again, several months to a few years. It really just depends on the case and also the USCIS workload at the time that you apply. Can T visa holders work in the US? So yes, if you are a T visa holder, yes, you can work in the US once you have received work authorization. Can I travel outside the United States? So travel may be possible, but you should only be, um, how do I say this? Travel may be possible, but only should be done if you have the proper authorization, and applicants should consult with their immigration attorney before they travel. Um, Most people travel with permission through an advanced parole, but in light of the current situation with immigration now, I always like to tell clients to err on the side of caution. If you don't need to travel, don't. It's probably the safest option to wait until you receive your green card before leaving the United States. But there is a possibility to travel if you have advance permission through advance parole. Okay, so every case is different. These are the questions I'm going to answer for today. If you have any questions about your particular immigration case, you can reach out to me. Just remember, like I said, every case is different. If you believe that you may qualify for a T visa, it's important for you to consult with a qualified immigration attorney to discuss your particular legal matter and the facts around your case. If you found this discussion in this video helpful, please like, subscribe, share it with someone who might benefit from this information. And again, if you have any questions about immigration topics that you would like to talk to me personally about, you can reach out and schedule a consultation. You can drop a comment in the description, in the comment box, I'm sorry. And I will be sure to talk about it on this channel. But again, thank you for watching today's discussion. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.